And this is KCAL News at 9, and we have breaking news right now. Governor Gavin Newsom has announced who will fill the vacant U.S. Senate seat held by the late Senator Diane Feinstein. He has named Laphonza Butler to fill the seat until after the 2024 election. Laphonza Butler is a Democratic strategist and former advisor to Kamala Harris' failed presidential campaign.
And choosing Butler, Newsom fulfilled his pledge to appoint a black woman if Feinstein's seat should become open. But Newsom also said he would not nominate a replacement among the three candidates now running for Feinstein's Senate seat in 2024 election. All right, joining us now for more context on this decision is former LA County Board of Supervisors member Zev Yaroslavsky. Zev, thanks for being with us tonight.
Yeah.
Good to be with you.
First question is, what's your reaction to Governor Newsom's choice of Laphonza Butler? She reportedly lives in Maryland right now.
I've known Laphonza Butler for a long time, quite a few years. She was a labor leader here in Southern California. She was president of the Home Care Workers Union. She's now the president of Emily's List. She's been in the private sector. She's a formidable individual, certainly capable of taking on almost any job. The question is, I think the question is going to be for the next few days, is she going to be a candidate for the job on a permanent basis, or is she just holding this on an interim basis? And the news reports tonight indicate that the governor, who said he wasn't going to put his thumb on the scale, is backing away from those comments. And until we hear from him and from, more importantly, from Ms. Butler, we'll see. I know her. I have a high regard for her. I work closely with her on some issues relating to the Home Care Workers Union, and she's formidable.
I do want to touch on that because we did mention Governor Gavin Newsom had said he would not appoint any of the three candidates currently running for that seat in 2024. What's behind that decision that he made, and do you agree with it?
Well, I think the reason he said he wasn't going to appoint any of the three is because he didn't want to put his thumb on the scale of people who've been campaigning for a year or two for that seat. I think if that's not the case any longer, then it certainly throws a monkey wrench into the 2024 Senate race in California. It's one thing to be appointed on an interim basis; it's another thing to enter the race itself. And but I do think it will throw a monkey wrench into the race. You have what does Barbara Lee do at this point in time? Who's the congresswoman who's running? You'd have. I don't want to speculate, but it changes the equation of the election if she decides to run for the seat, and we'll see. It's news. Let's put it this way on a Sunday night.
Yes,
and Zev, we mentioned it at the top of this interview. She reportedly lives in Maryland right now. How can she serve as California's next U.S. Senator, even for the short term, not being from the state?
Well, I don't know what her official residence is. She lives in Maryland, I suspect. I didn't know she lived in Maryland, but Emily's List nationally, their office is in Washington, D.C. or its environs. So, but she has been a resident of California for a long time, and she lived here for a long time. So I'm not sure that's necessarily an issue, at least not a legal issue. Yeah, I don't. She's moved back and forth because she's had different jobs since she left. She was a national labor leader in the Service Employee International Union, and then she stepped down from that to go into the private sector, and then Emily's List selected her as their leader. So she's well connected, obviously, with Governor Newsom, and so she's got tentacles in a number of political spaces that are important to anyone who wants to run statewide in California, if that's what she's planning to do. But we haven't heard from her yet.
Yeah, it will be interesting if she does then end up running for that seat. But, you know, Newsom had talked a lot about this in the coming days, although we did not know who he would pick. But Newsom had promised to replace Feinstein with a African-American woman. How do you think the decision will now be met?
I can't speak for the African-American community for sure. I just, leaving the politics aside, because I have relationships with a number of the candidates, I think Laphonza Butler is a very serious and formidable individual in whatever position she takes. And she's been in the labor sector, she's been in the private sector, she's now been in the nonprofit political sector. She's very, very capable and has tremendous leadership qualities. And I've worked with her in that capacity as a county supervisor, and she was one of the most powerful members of organized labor representing county employees. So I think I don't look at her just as an African-American woman. I look at her as a formidable human being who has paid a lot of dues so far in her young life.
Yeah, she has. Well, definitely keep watching this. As you mentioned, it is news on a Sunday night.
Thanks so much, Zev.
Good to be with you guys.